Before all that, insurers say that there were nearly 60,000 bogus claims made on motoring insurance last year. That's a record high. And now ministers have revealed plans for a crackdown on the fraud which they say can add to the cost of everyone's premiums.
Under the plans, lawyers will be banned from offering cash or iPads to persuade people to bring injury claims. There will also be improved medical tests for whiplash, and courts will be able to throw out cases that have been exaggerated.
Lee Robinson was the victim of someone who falsely claimed for whiplash. As we'll find out in a minute, it was a mistake that they made. He joins us now along with James Maxey, who is a personal injury lawyer. James, do you offer incentives to people to come to your company with business?
My firm's method is to advertise, and if people have been injured, they contact us, and then we screen through the cases to take forward the ones that we think have a chance of success. We don't get paid for losing cases.
What do you think of your contemporaries that do offer incentives?
Well, you know, I'm reasonably relaxed about it. That I think this is quite a small bit of the debate, although it's the headline today, and some of the other reforms are of more interest to me. But it is odd that claims management companies who aren't solicitors are banned by their regulators from offering incentives. Solicitors can offer them to a client, but not to a person who introduces a client, you know, their brother or friend. So it's a muddled set of rules at the moment. I wouldn't mind if it was banned, but actually that isn't what is causing a lot of people to instruct solicitors to claim.
No win, no fee is what your firm does,
yes,
along with many solicitors. Isn't
yes,
that in itself part of the problem, in the sense that people are coming to you and maybe because they don't have an awful lot to lose, they'll give it a go when maybe they shouldn't?
Well, they do have a lot to lose now. No win, no fee, as it was from 2000, was no win, no fee whether you win or lose. So when you won, the losing insurer, if you like, paid the extra fee to the lawyer. Now, if you win, you do pay a bit of your fees. You don't pay if you lose, but the lawyer loses, so he won't take on a weak case. Or if it becomes weak as he develops it, he will stop it. So I don't think no win, no fee is a problem. It was what the government brought in to replace legal aid when they wanted to save money in Tony Blair's government and take legal aid away. It is just the system.
Now, Lee, your story is interesting, shall we say. You were involved in a very minor road traffic, I hesitate to call it accident. What happened?
It was, yeah, like you say, it was hardly an accident. We're talking 2 or 3 years ago now. I was at a junction, T-junction, went over the white line a little bit, reversed backwards to get on the back of the white line and basically nudged the taxi behind me. No damage to anything, no damage to my vehicle. We were very amicable, swapped our details. I took photographs of the incident, which was very useful later on. 7 months later, he put a claim against me, £2,000 whiplash fees and £800 car damage.
Now, Lee, let's just explain to everybody at home what you do for a living.
I'm a chartered physiotherapist. I treat whiplash injuries every day and also assess whiplash injuries on behalf of insurance companies. Did the cab driver know this? No. Right, so what happened next? Well, it was 7 months later, we got a letter from a solicitor with the medical report stating a full list of all his medical injuries, which instantly we knew was exaggerated. Obviously, I see these reports every day. So we noted and we went through them and highlighted everything, 3 pages of falsified symptoms. So I rang my insurance company and said, this isn't right, and they basically said, well, you seem to know a little bit more about this than we do. Put it in a report. Cut a long story short, we took him to court. And what happened in court? And we won the case. A very good legal team, very good judge who slapped my wrists for reversing in the first place, but ultimately said this fellow was a fraudulent claimer and threw it out at the end of the day, and we won. So James, if fraudulent claims are thrown out, actually, shouldn't somebody who pursues a claim like that, and indeed maybe the lawyer that's helped them to do it, face some sort of sanction themselves? Well, the person who pursues it, I would hope there will be subsequent criminal convictions. Sometimes there are, and there are a number of convictions each year, you know, in relatively low numbers of convictions for that. The lawyer, if he did it fraudulently, so the client said, I'm staging an accident or exaggerating, it of course would be frankly struck off by the regulator as an absolute minimum and potentially subject to criminal. Obviously, if the client is making it up and duping the lawyer, there's not much one can do. But there is a difference, isn't there, as you say, between fraudulent claims and a little bit of exaggeration. Well, there isn't a difference in that I support exaggerated claims or anything. Nobody supports any degree of fraud, dishonesty or exaggeration. The problem is proving it. The insurers say there are 118,000 bogus or exaggerated claims each year. They say there are 60,000 motor claims that fall into that category. But in fact, in terms of convictions, it's a tiny number, or cases that go to trial and the judge in the civil trial finds the case dishonest, or even cases where the insurers say we won't pay you and the person goes away.
So the insurers amass the numbers based on, we think it might be fraudulent, and the numbers are self-serving.
So just in a word, you talked about claims management companies, but in terms of lawyers not being able to offer incentives, you're relaxed about it. You think it's a good thing?
Relaxed about it. I don't think it will change anything. So, you know, whether it's worth doing, it's not the key debate here.
Okay. James, thank you very much indeed. Lee as well. Thank you.